UFC 313 is upon us. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev for the undisputed light heavyweight belt. And today I'm here to give you my entire full card predictions. Here's the main card. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. Starting off with the first early prelim: Desjordan Santos versus Ozzy Diaz. I have Desjordan Santos via round two KO TKO. I think it's gonna be TKO, like just ground and pound. It's not gonna be a flatline or anything. This one's tricky to pick because Ozzy Diaz has only lost to very strong competition. He's only lost to Dominic Reyes, Joe Pyfer. Who else did he lose to? He only loses to good people. I think not Kyle Barajo. I want to say it was him, but that also could have been someone else. No, it was Ming Yang Zhang. That's what it was. Like, he's only losing to these good people. But I think DeJordan Santos is just better. He's got momentum coming into this fight. He's riding a 5-fight win streak. Uh, three three decisions and 2 knockouts. He knocked out Will Curry on he unanimous decision to Will Curry on the Dana White Contender Series. And I feel like Ozzy Diaz is just on his way out. How old is Ozzy Diaz? I think he's 34. Santos is 27. I think all signs just point to a Santos win, and I think he's going to get Ozzy Diaz out of there in the second round. Moving on, Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda. I'm going to pick Christian Gutierrez via unanimous decision. I just think Christian Gutierrez has the UFC experience more than John Castaneda against higher competition. He's just fought better guys than Castaneda's during both of their tenures. He's he's fought Song Yadong, he's fought Pedro Munoz, an old Frankie Edgar, but still Frankie Edgar. Hani Barcelos. He's fought all these guys that people know of. John Castaneda just hasn't been able to piece together any good wins. From what I get, those best wins probably old Eddie Wineland, maybe Miles Johns. But other than that, this dude just beats nobody. He lost to Daniel Marcos in June of last year. And I think Gutierrez is just going to be able to get it done via decision. Moving on, Marion Santos versus Francis Marshall. I got Santos via. I just put TK. I don't know what round. I'll say round 3. Round 2, 3. Like later rounds, KO, TKO. Francis Marshall at one point was viewed as pretty good. He was a pretty decently touted prospect, but he just hasn't been able to figure it out in the UFC. He's 2-2 right now. He beat Marcelo Rojo and Dennis Bazooka. He's lost to William Gomez and Isaac Dulgarian by ground and pound. I just don't think he beat Connor Matthews in the Contender Series, but I don't think this dude's very good at all. I think Marion Santos is a lot better than him in most aspects of MMA, and this dude's a United States Northeast fighter. They usually don't get the best competition before they fight, and when you're from outside the United States, you tend to have to do a little more to get into the UFC. So, with all that being said, I got Marion Santos rounds 2 or 3 KO TK. I'll go round 3. I think it'll be a little later, but yeah. Moving on to the prelims, Alex Morono versus Carlos Leal. I'm gonna go Carlos Leal, but I'm gonna go 29-28 decision. Hear me out. This happens all the time. Some prospect who looks pretty juiced, looks like he was taking roids, comes on the into the UFC, performs very well against a pretty highly touted prospect, highly touted fighter. Then in their next fight, when they have to go through all the strict testing throughout their training camp, they don't look as good when they come in the next fight because they're not on the juice, they're not on the sauce, they don't carry the same power, the same dominance in grappling. They just don't look as good, the same gas tank. And I think we're gonna get a case of that with Carlos Leal dominating Alex Morono early on. Like, oops, we could get like a 29-27 decision. Like he might 10-8 Alex Morono one of the first 2 rounds. But I feel like round 3, Alex Morono is going to have some success because he's the veteran. He's been doing this a while. And yeah, I don't think Morono's good at all, but I think he'll be able to take something out of Leal in round 3. Take him deep waters. Leal's going to get the nod 29-28 or 29-27 for Leal. Moving on, Bruno Ferreira versus Armen Petrosyan. This fight, very hard to predict because they're both just they're so violently mid at middleweight. They're just too, like, bedtime would put it, they're like just 270 overalls going at each other. And yeah, hold on one second. Oh, got a scam call. My apologies, everybody. All right, Bruno Ferreira versus Armen Petrosyan. Where was I at? I have Bruno Ferreira round 2 KO TKO. I feel like Armen Petrosyan is just starting to get a little more chinny at this point in his career. You just got knocked out by Shara Bullet. Like Shara has pillow hands. He can't punch for shit. He's on a 2-fight finish streak, losing to Rodolfo Vieira by submission and Shara by knockout. Yeah, I don't know. He's so violent. He's beaten Gregory Rodriguez and Christian Leroy Duncan, which are decent wins. But he just got knocked out by Shara, lost to Rodolfo Vieira v sub. He only loses to good people, but so does Bruno Ferreira. Kyle Barajo took Petrosyan to a decision to beat him. But then Bruno Ferreira, on the other hand, he's beaten Dustin Stoltzfus, Gregory Rodriguez. I think he also has a win over Christian Leroy Duncan. I might be wrong about that, but he's only lost to Nursultan Ruzaboyev and Abus Magomedov. It's just they're so violently mid. But I'm gonna take Bruno Ferreira just because Armen Petrosyan's chin has been proven to be a little bit weaker, and I think Bruno Ferreira is gonna find it in round 2. Moving on, we have Joshua Van versus Ray Soroya. I got Van via decision. He's flyweight Holloway. Ray Soroya has fought. He's coming off the road to the UFC, and I just don't think there's a lot of good competition in Asian MMA right now. I think Joshua Van is miles better than Ray Soroya. He's gonna be able to keep it on the feet. Ray Soroya, I can't say his fucking name. Soroya. He's gonna try to take him down, try to hold him there. Not that that's exactly what he does. I just think that's his path to victory versus a guy like Joshua Van. But I don't think he's gonna be able to get him to the ground. I think Joshua Van's gonna be able to keep it standing, and he's gonna do Holloway things. He's gonna hit him with the 1-2. He's just gonna have great, crisp boxing, very technical. Not the most power in his hands, but volume. He's just straight volume, volume, volume. I think he's gonna keep a pace on Ray Soroya that he can't keep up with, and he's gonna punch. He's gonna punch and box his way to a 30-27 decision over Ray Soroya. Moving on, Curtis Blaydes versus Rizvan Kuniev. Dude, look at this fucking guy, man. You think this dude in his UFC debut, look at this fucking guy, is going to come in and beat Curtis Blaydes? I don't see it. I see this dude getting his head getting absolutely plastered with an uppercut, sent to the upper deck in round 1. I think Curtis Blaydes is going to knock this dude out. Curtis Blaydes, unless you're able to just chin him cleanly, you're not beating him. So the only people that beat him are Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou and Aspinall, like people like that. That's how you have to beat. And Sergey Pavlovich, yeah, this dude has 5 losses in his career: 2 times to Ngannou, 1 time to Derek Lewis, 1 time to Pavlovich, and 1 time to Tom Aspinall. You're not beating this dude if you don't chin him. So yeah, man, I don't think Rizvan Kuniev is gonna chin him. Like people keep talking about this Renan Fajeda fight. He was on roids. Like he got caught using steroids. I don't get it. And this dude in the Contender Series was so fit. Look at him now. Look at him now. He's fat as shit. Like it doesn't make sense. If you're picking what the fuck? Rizvan Kuniev, you're an idiot. That's all I'm gonna say. You're an idiot. So yeah, Curtis Blaydes round 1 knockout, sending this dude's head to the upper deck. Moving on, Bobby Green versus Mauricio Ruffy. Mauricio Huffy's going to knock this dude out in round 2. I would say round 1, but Huffy's very calm and calculated. I don't think he's going to rush in for a finish. I think he's just going to hurt Bobby Green in round 1, whose chin is already gone. And it's not going to get much better. Your chin just doesn't recover like that. And all signs point to a Huffy masterclass. He's going to style on him a little bit. In round 1. Style on him in round 1. Dance around, rock him a couple times, and in round 2 get the job done. I think it's gonna be a little bit of an early stoppage just because people are very aware of Bobby Green's lack of a chin he's got, and the second he gets rocked and put to the ground, Huffy's just gonna jump on him and finish the job. All right, moving on. Amanda Lemos versus Ismin Lucindo. I'm gonna go Amanda Lemos via decision. I think, right? Yeah, split decision though, because it's women's MMA, of course. It will never be unanimous decision. It's gonna be a Lemos split decision versus over Ismin Lucindo. I just don't think Ismin Lucindo's that impressive. Like, she barely beat Mariana Rodriguez. I think Lemos would KO Rodriguez. Uh, Carolina Kolkavich, I think, right? Then you say that shit. Yep. Unanimous decision. Pollyanna Vienna arm triangle. That's kind of impressive, I guess. A little bit, not really. Brogan Walker. I don't know who the hell that is. Lost to Yasmin Uregui, who's good in her own right, but just chinny. I think. Yeah, chinny. Yeah, I'm thinking of the right girl. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think Lucinda's that impressive. Amanda Lemos is a lot better than has beaten a lot better competition. She's beaten Mackenzie Dern. She's beaten I was right. She knocked out Mariana Rodriguez. Um yeah, I don't know, dude. This is just a woman's MMA fight. Amanda Lemos, split decision. There you go. Moving on, Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Now, I think Jalen Turner is a better mixed martial artist than Ignacio Bahamondes pretty much everywhere, but he just doesn't have any will. The second he gets hurt, the second shit gets tough, things, the going gets hard, Jalen Turner quits every single time. He's like young Charles Oliveira. Dude quits all the time. And I just think Bahamondes, he's going to be young, hungry contender. He's not going to fight better than Jalen. Jalen Turner's going to. Oh. No? Alright, I'm not restarting. Jalen Turner's going to look better. It's going to be very similar, I think, to the Dan Hooker fight, where Jalen Turner looked better. He was doing better, but he just gave up. When Dan Hooker with a broken arm was able to knock him down and nearly finish him twice, once by knockout, once by sub. This dude just has no heart. And when the going gets tough, Ignacio Bahamondes, I think, is gonna have more dog in him, and he's gonna get the round 3 TKO on the ground, similar kind of to the the Moicano TKO that he had over Jalen Turner, where he wasn't really hurting him. It was just straight volume, and Turner had no desire to try to reverse and escape the position, and was just okay getting TKO'd. Think something similar? Yeah, moving on. Yo, Justin Gaethje being underdog in this fight makes zero sense. I get he's coming off getting chinned, but we've seen him knocked out before. We've seen him nothing like that, chinning. But Rafael Fiziev has been out for so long, and he's on a 2-fight losing streak. This fight, it makes no sense. I think Gaethje's gonna win via unanimous decision, similar to the first fight. Uh, Fiziev will take round 1 because Gaethje's more calculated. Gaethje's not as wild. So I think Fiziev's going to punch himself out in round 1. And especially he's taking this on late notice too. Rounds 2 and 3, Gaethje's going to come back and just style on him. Like, he'd probably rock him. He might get a round 3 TKO. I'm going to say decision just because he's that calculated. And I don't think Fiziev has a bad shin by any means. But, bro, the fact that Gaethje's an underdog, that's incredible. Free money. Bet on Justin Gaethje. Adds a plus 136. Free fucking money. These odds make no sense. Free money. Free money. Moving on. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. The main event. Let's see here. All right. Alex has a 4-inch reach. He's 1 inch taller. It's a hard fight. It's a very hard fight to predict. I'm gonna go Alex Pereira via round 2 knockout. I just think he's too smart on the feet. People are not giving him enough credit for just his IQ, his fight IQ. Every time he's always choosing the right shots. He's usually doing the right thing. He's never been in some like firefight. He's never gotten a lucky knockout. Every time he's knocked somebody out, it's been calculated. I just think Alex Pereira has the IQ. He's gonna leg kick Ankalaev. I think he's gonna have good enough takedown defense. Um, yeah, I mean, not that I think Magomed Ankalaev is going to shoot on him like that, but he's going to have to. If he just strikes, if he purely strikes Alex Pereira, then he has no chance. He's going to have to mix in the wrestling if he wants a chance. Not even like trying to shit on him, because people shit on somebody for trying to wrestle when it's just MMA. Like he's gonna have to wrestle. That's the fact of it to win, to beat Alex Pereira. He's not beating Alex Pereira in a straight kickboxing fight. And Alex Pereira almost seems very unbothered by the threat of the takedown most of the time. Sometimes he'll get taken down, but he's got good enough takedown defense where it doesn't matter. He's not that he's okay with being held up against the cage, but he knows he's not in any danger there, so he'll accept it if that means not being on the ground or being in dangerous striking range of Magomed Ankalaev. He's very smart. He knows how to handle different situations. And yeah, I just think he's gonna find the chin of Ankalaev in round 2. Say round 2. I feel like he's got to get it early. If he gets into deep waters, I think that favors Ankalaev. Not because I think Pereira's a bad gas tank, but the second the like heavy guys start to get tired, it's a lot easier to take them down just because you can just push their weight on them. It's hard for them to keep balance. So if Alex Pereira's gonna win, I feel like he's gonna have to do it early, and I think he will. I think round 2 TKO for Alex Pereira. He's gonna figure him out in round 1. Use the leg kick. The leg kick's gonna be a big weapon. I know people talk about because Ankalaev's a southpaw, it's gonna be a problem. Pereira's destroyed the legs of southpaws before. He's done well against southpaws. The left hook's just going to be there. That's what I think he's going to catch Ankalaev with. I think it's going to be a left hook. His classic knockout. Yeah, that's all I really got. So we're going to run through it one more time just quickly. I'm going to pick DeJordan Santos, Chris Gutierrez, Marion Santos, Carlos Leal, Bruno Fajeda, Joshua Van, Curtis Blaydes, Mauricio Ruffy, Amanda Lemos, Ignacio Bahamondes, Justin Gaethje, and Alex Poatan Pereira. And I think I'm picking a lot of underdogs, actually. Gaethje's an underdog. Bahamondes is not. Amanda Lemos is an underdog. I feel like one of these guys is an underdog somewhere down here. I might be wrong. But, Gutierrez is an underdog. So, yeah, picking 3 underdogs. This is the worst underdog. Gaethje, the fact that he's an underdog, so bad. But that's all I got. And, yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.